Good afternoon, my friends. Welcome back. So, we just watched the Mortal Kombat 11 reveal trailer on my Twitch, and it was pretty good, pretty godlike, I would say. There's a lot of stuff there that I'm pretty happy with, so I just want to talk through what I liked and what maybe I didn't like. There were a couple of things that I was a bit standoffish about and that I don't really like, but overall, I'd say it was a really good reveal trailer, reveal experience, should I say. And first of all, the release date, 23rd of April, is quite a long way away, but we can get it in March with a pre-order for the beta. Now, I wasn't going to pre-order it because I don't like doing that out of principle, especially, I feel like NetherRealms will get it right this time, but PC and netcode, I'm kind of still a bit standoffish. So I will wait until close to March, but I probably will have to pre-order it to get that beta access. Because a content creator, you kind of need to. I just hope it's, you know, good netcode and the PC port. And I thought the fatalities, some were hit, some were miss, but generally overall, some nice stuff going there. The characters have variations, so a lot of different types of stuff. There's stuff that I still don't understand, like there was an ability screen where you could slot in abilities and mix and match them, and I got a bit confused about that. And augments, we don't quite know what those can do yet, but I think there's some Injustice in there, Injustice 2. So someone who's played that game could probably fill me in on that. That'd be great if you did. I didn't buy Injustice 2 because NetherRealms lost my business at that point due to PC ports and netcode issues with Mortal Kombat X. However, I'm pretty confident they'll do a good job here. So, my characters that I'm really looking forward to: Shang Tsung, Sindel, Baraka. They were always my three. Baraka is in it. Not sure. I mean, he's quite a bland personality. He does look pretty buff and he's got some pretty nice moves. But I don't know. I like my old men. You can quote me on that if you want. KBT likes old men. So I'm really holding out for that Shang Tsung reveal. So one thing I do like, story-wise first, is when they showed a preview of the prologue, got me hooked straight away. It's a really interesting premise. I actually really like Mortal Kombat's goofy sort of story. They don't care about being wacky, and I really like this time travel thing. It's been done before, I believe, but it allows us to see characters that are officially dead, like Shang Tsung, Baraka, and stuff like that. So I'm really holding out for the Shang Tsung thing, you know. So I really don't mind that, and it sounds pretty cool. They actually mentioned how you'd be able to, like, in some scenarios, future versions can fight their old versions in the story and meet themselves, and it just adds cool interactions, which I'm pretty excited for. Now, the combat, I think it's obvious to see that the game seems to be relying on zoning a little bit more, a lot more, maybe. I think it's safe to say the game will go from zoning to like melee brawl, back to zoning, back to melee brawl a lot more. Zoning seems pretty good and everyone seems to have a decent chunk at it. So I'm a little worried at that. I think every character will need to have a way to match zoning or get through zoning pretty easily. Now, they did mention some things to do with the fighting style, like combos will be shorter. I'm pretty sad about that. I think it will like reduce the impressiveness of combo videos. Now, I think the start of the reveal trailer, the reveal stream, where the AI and they were just showing stuff off when they were showing the characters, that did a really good job at showing you flair for the characters and combos. But later on, when the pros were playing, I don't think that it did a very good job of showing you the flair, because obviously they were still quite new, but it did a good job at showing you the pace, which is back to this zoning a lot, you know, going in for a tussle, zoning, tussle, zoning. Mechanics wise, very happy with the offensive meter and the defensive meter. I think I've got my Y axis messed up there, but pretty happy with that. Now, the fact also that it's a cooldown, like it just regenerates over time, got nothing to do with getting hit or taking damage or dealing damage, means it really changes that core gameplay of, you know, saving your meter to do an X-ray or not, whether it's worth it or not. And it just means that I think it will switch it definitely into use your meter when you get it, just use it, you know, because any time that you're a full meter and you're wasting meter basically because it could be refilling. So there's this whole thing about if you're at full meter, you're wasting it, that type of thing. So you really want to use that if you can. And I see a lot of people do EX projectiles because they don't want to waste this meter. So I like that though, you know, in the way that you can have defensive and offensive meter, and some take both and stuff like that. And I also like this, is it Fatal Blow? It's a nice thing. It's like an X-ray, but as Sonic Fox said, I do agree with him that because it was tied to your meter last time, you basically wanted to save it to close round 3 out, and that was it most of the time. However, now it's off that, so you can use it freely, but there is still a nice little mind game with it, whether you want to use it round 1 or use it round 2 or 3 or whatever. Because once you've used it, it's gone. I like that if you miss it, it's on a cooldown. That's really good, because otherwise it'd be too punishing. So these systems I'm really liking. I'm also really liking, which is weird, the absence of like air techs or the tech system that was in Mortal Kombat X. I didn't like that personally, where you could get out of a combo. A lot you see it happen like in tournaments and stuff, and I never felt like it looked good or felt good, where you get punished and they get in their really big damage combo and they just snap out of it. I never liked that. They mentioned some other things too, like dashing is not as good, walking's better, you know, so there's some interesting nice changes. They mentioned specifically that, you know, not much is punishable. But then they brought in this flawless blocking. Now this, I think, is going to make a big difference when we start getting into high levels. I don't think we saw any of it, or at least I didn't notice it. Hopefully it is noticeable, because when we get to tournaments and high level down the road, we want to be able to see, whoa, flawless block, flawless block, flawless block. And, you know, people mastering this. I mean, I don't know how easy it is to do yet, but it sounds kind of like third strike parrying. Maybe not as good, I don't know, but it sounds like, because what you get from a flawless block is less chip, but also you recover faster, so you can punish things which were unpunishable before by normal blocking. And therefore, when you start to, it's mind games during the game, and that's so important. So this flawless blocking, I think, is probably the biggest thing that I'm excited to experiment with. If you become good at the game, this flawless blocking is going to be a mechanic which is going to serve you just amazingly well. So I'm really excited for that. Now, another thing that I'm not happy with, but I don't know if I can complain about this. I think a lot of people will just say, you're going to have to just get over that one, KBT. And it's that you can die via chip. I still don't like that. I think I much prefer, I know it's a Mortal Kombat staple, that, you know, if you're blocking, they can just punch you if you've got low health and kill you off. But I'd much prefer not to be able to die from chip, and that they actually have to hit you for that final hit, because it means they can just do like some really unsafe thing and kill you, and you couldn't really do anything. I think the combat factor would be more hype if someone's on 1 HP, they block a series of attacks, someone does something risky to try and get you like an overhead, and then you punish and make a comeback. I think that would just be more hype in general, really, rather than you've knocked the guy across the screen, he's got a sliver of health, so you just do your blah, 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 Raiden move, you know? So I don't like the fact that you can die via chips still, but it is Mortal Kombat staple, so I probably shouldn't, I'm probably not allowed to moan about that, really. Characters-wise, they all look pretty good. At first, I didn't really like Garrus. I thought he looked a bit weird with his stone fist, but he seemed to have some pretty cool time-related things, like freezing them where you can get multiple hits in, they don't react. Taking time off the clock, adding time to the clock, reversing the game back about 4 seconds so you can get health back and get out of combos and back out of corners possibly. This seemed like a really cool thing, so I'm really kind of excited for him. You can change his fist with the gear, so hopefully sometimes you can make it not look so goofy. But at the minute, none of those characters really sing to me too much. Baraka's there and I wanted him, but he's a bit of a bland character. Let's hope for Shang Tsung. So I'm really excited about this. We'll be pre-ordering it just to get that beta access. I think I've talked about everything that I wanted to talk about. Let me know what your hopeful character, is the character that you'd like to play, one that you're hoping for. I think Cabal's been confirmed pretty much from this little hint that we saw. He's a pretty cool one. Hopefully he's not as BS as he was in, I think, Mortal Kombat 9, I think it was. But thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for more Mortal Kombat content in the future. And take care of yourselves. Be nice to each other. And I'll see you again very soon.